Are you looking for a podcast about not being able to tell which actor is who?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Oh! Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
How are you?
I am freshly fingerprinted and ready to be employed.
So you do this like for work?
Yes.
Digital, or did you do ink?
I wish it was ink, man. So I went to
They
this
don't do
place.
that anymore.
They don't fucking do ink anymore. And it is so much more of a hassle to do the digital fingerprint, I feel, because...
Really? Okay.
Oh my God. So I go to this place. First of all, it's in like the shady part of town, which is to say it's directly across from the jail and right next door to like six bail
fair.
bonds places. So I pull into this parking lot that is like a bail bonds parking lot, and I'm looking for the fingerprinting building, which is hidden in this like maze of another building. So I pull up to this thing. It's like a 2-story red brick building, and it looks ramshackle, run down as fuck. And it has like, it's like the door is, there's a hallway. It's an outdoor hallway, but it's caged off. Like it's got bars on either side. So I'm like, great, how do I get in here? Turns out you just try the door with the bars on it and it'll open because like, why not, you know?
Okay.
It's fine. So I open this barred door.
The opposite of how jail works. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking around in the suites and stuff, trying to figure out, okay, which one of these places is for fingerprints. And first of all, when I say the word fingerprints, does it conjure to mind Animaniacs? Because every single time for me.
No. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Time.
Fingerprints? No.
No thanks.
I didn't even know that until like a compilation of like dirty jokes that were in kids shows like way later, and I was like, oh shit, Animaniacs. Damn.
I know. Okay, so I'm looking around and I can't find the place. So I'm like, okay, it must be upstairs. So I have to figure out how to get upstairs. So I'm opening other unlabeled doors, and I don't enjoy this, but I'm doing it. There's also like, so because it's in a hallway, it's dark and the lights are all burnt out. I'm like, okay, cool, fun.
Okay.
I love that. I open a door that has been propped open by like a paint can, and there's the stairs.
Okay.
And it's just full of shit. There's just like construction materials all over the place. Also, no lights. And I'm like, do I go in here? Do I risk my life? There's like, it's one of those stairwells where there's something behind the first set of stairs, you know, like there's space around behind there, and it's dark as fuck. So I'm like, I'm just going to sprint up the stairs and hope that I don't get grabbed at the ankles. So I do that, get all the way upstairs, and I find the place for fingerprinting. And so I open it up, and everybody inside looks at me like I'm insane for being there. And I'm like, please, I need to be fingerprinted.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, okay, cool, I got you. Sit down. And so I go sit down. And this room, also on theme, no lights. We're indoors now. There's not a single light on. There's like a faint
I'm just
glow.
like, why are there... How are people seeing in this lightless building?
They're not. There's like a faint... I would liken it to a night light kind of vibe. It was like they were setting a romantic mood in this waiting room. So I wait for some time, and then she calls me back for my fingerprints. And finally, a lit room. We turn to go into the door, and she pauses in the doorway and turns to me and goes, "This is a school, and there are mannequins in here." I was like, okay. And so she leads me into the room, and there is a full hospital bed, and it's got one of those like CPR dummy mannequins in it with the neck like broken and the mouth just wide open. And there's
Can
also...
I ask you a question?
Please.
What deity or thing did you piss off that normal mundane tasks that most people do turn into these types of stories? I don't fucking understand.
So I stand next to this. Yeah, I stand next to this horrible like CPR dummy with its gaping maw staring at the ceiling. And thank God she told me it was going to be a mannequin room, because I would have lost my shit if I'd seen that unprompted. And also there's like dismembered arms all over the room too. For what purpose, I don't know. But just like loose arms. So
wooden arms? Rubber arms?
like rubber. I don't know what the
Oh,
function
my God. Okay.
of that is. Maybe it's like a mannequin to practice
okay.
setting the bones in a rubber arm or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. But then you went, well, this is a school, so I pictured, I don't know why, but I went elementary school. Like,
Yeah.
there are school. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why I also thought elementary school.
Okay, but like, is it like a medical school?
I guess. I mean, the people in the waiting room were in scrubs, so.
Okay, cool. I'm just really trying to piece together this
Same.
place.
So
You're like, I've been there. I don't know either.
I didn't understand any of the process. So we do the digital fingerprinting, and it takes like 20 minutes because so you have to like do a full palm fingerprint, and then you have to do the thumbs, and then you have to do each fingerprint individually, and then you have to take your fingers and roll them along the glass. And that part took so long, and she's manually rolling my fingers for me. She's just like gripping my hand this whole time and just like pushing and pressing, and like I was one of those rubber armed mannequins on the ground. Maybe that's what they're for. Practice fingerprinting.
So they can learn. And then she's like, it's not as easy when it's connected to something.
There's like tissue and stuff in here. But yeah, so eventually.
They don't say ow when I do this.
Eventually it all got done, but my God, what an ordeal. I just wish that they would do a simple, like, paint my hands with ink, let me press them down, and then be done. Because that's so easy, and you get it right every time because it's just ink.
And it's fun when you leave.
Yeah, and then you get to have, like mystery
you look
fingerprints.
Yeah.
Look like you committed a crime or something.
So, like, you've done the ink ones before, right?
Way back in the day, yeah. I remember we talked about this before when we got fingerprinted as children because there was a serial killer.
Yeah. Because I was like, I think the only time I ever got, like, legit fingerprinted like that was in school. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had that happen, like, at the DMV or, you know, like, something else later. Like, as an adult.
I'm trying to remember for my first job, because every job I've worked, I've had to be fingerprinted. I feel like in, like, 2012, when I got my first big girl job, I feel like at that point we weren't digital enough yet to do the digital fingerprints. So maybe I did them at that point, but I don't know.
Also, I want you guys to write in when you think the world got modern. Because, like, I watch movies from, like, even, like, 2010, and there's still flip phones and, like, cassette players randomly still. And I'm like, no, that wasn't, no. There's no way. But I mean, phones didn't get cool till, like, the iPhone was 2007.
Yeah.
The first one, and that wasn't even that smart.
Right. Like, I was using an iPod, not an iPod Touch, an iPod in college.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah.
I used it well into working.
Yeah.
Because I would play Pantera when we were doing taxes, and I would be told, you listen to the ugly music.
Okay.
And I'm like, sorry. And then I just turned up. Yeah, I had a little dock, everything.
Yeah, I love my iPod dock.
Yeah. I think I just got rid of it, actually. And I was given that in 2007 when I graduated high school.
There you go.
Ooh, I just dated myself for you guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, I just want to know when you guys think the world got modern, because it's so much more recent than you think.
It really is.
We were just talking about that in Pre-Ramble.
Yeah, like screens in cars. So go listen to Pre-Ramble if you haven't.
Yeah. But so you got fingerprinted and you're all good.
Yeah, I ran back
and then
down
you
those
ran
stairs
away.
as
Okay, good.
fast as anyone has ever run in their life.
Very good. I did a thing that you love to do. I did it yesterday. I went to trivia yesterday.
Oh, fun. Where'd you go?
Went to bar trivia at Pluckers.
Pluckers.
Right? So I went to Pluckers. Man, so it was only two of us. Just two.
Oh, nice.
Nailing every single fucking question the whole way down. I had answers to things. Surprisingly, they all wound up being movie related in some fashion.
Huh, imagine.
They weren't movie questions. They would just ask a question, and I was like, well, actually, because it was about this actress, I know that answer. Oh, actually, there's a movie about this. That's the answer. So movies were still the only reason I got anything.
Okay.
But so, part one was just movies was the category, but they were 3-word clues, and then you had to get the movie.
Oh,
right?
I love that.
And there is one that like nobody seems to get, and I got it so fast. So I'm gonna give you some easier ones, and then I want to give you the one. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one was really simple. It was spaghetti slurping dogs.
Okay, Lady and the Tramp.
Boom, got it. Clown in sewer.
It.
Easy. This is the one that I thought was the hardest, and most people think it's the easiest one. Austrian singing governess.
Sound of Music?
Yeah, I've never fucking seen that. I don't know. I would have never got that in a million years.
Yeah, it's a weird series of words.
Yeah. And then, how about this one? This is the one. You ready?
Okay.
Floating feather intro.
Floating feather intro. I can see the feather floating on the wind.
Floating feather intro.
Damn
and then
it.
I go, by the way, that's the outro too. And then I said the name of the movie. So I could not get Sound of Music. Got this in 30 milliseconds.
Is it Shrek?
No.
I feel like it's
It
a DreamWorks
is.
movie, right?
It's not animated at all.
Oh, shit. What is it?
No, this is Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Floating
Man.
feather intro. And I go, hey, that's also the end. Forrest Gump.
I quote Forrest Gump way too much for somebody who hasn't seen it nearly enough. And nobody around me fucking understands.
I've seen that movie a surprising number. It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It is weird, but I like
Sure.
it. It's still good.
Yeah.
What do you say from Forrest Gump?
It's so stupid. Like every time we're out like shopping for anything and I see a pair of shoes, I'm like, those are some nice shoes. You could run a long way in them shoes. Wish I had me some shoes like that. Just anytime I see a nice pair of shoes anywhere.
Actually, one of my big ones is, I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is. I say that all the time. For no reason.
Or anytime I have to go fast anywhere, I was running.
Yeah. Or then when something bad happens, I just go, well, it happens. I don't know why. Or, but you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. And when I get ice cream, hey.
Always, Lieutenant
Dan.
Ice cream.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie, guys.
It's a good movie. You should see it.
It's like worth it once, but I've seen it many, many times. So anyway, how about Why So Serious?
Okay, that's the Joker.
Well, what's the movie?
Oh, it's not the Joker?
No.
Batman?
No.
Batman Begins? Returns?
No.
The Joker 2.
No.
The Batman
It's-
fights somebody.
It's The Dark Knight.
That's the one.
Yeah. So anyway, there were 10 of those. We did the double down on those. Fucking swept that. Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Easy.
Who'd you go with?
Was Sean.
Oh, nice.
He was like, you want to go? I was like, is anyone else going? He was like, no, so we're going to lose. And I was like, well, why not? Let's try it. TV, he pulled out some shit. I don't know where he got some of those. But I was surprised at some of the ones that I got. And then it was, one of the categories that they voted on from last week. I don't know if yours does that. They'll go,
No.
next week, here's 3 topics. Put on this card what number you want, and that will be a category for next week.
That's
So
cool.
he was like, last week you guys voted for redheads. So here we go, the redheads
Okay.
category. And it was, who did Tom Cruise marry in 1990?
Nicole Kidman?
Nicole Kidman. Yeah. And
I
I was
kinda
like, I
forgot
only
they
know
were
that because
together.
I've been researching the hell out of him since Mission Impossible came out. So why not? Because I was like, well, what if it was someone before her? Because he was married to somebody before her. But then Katie Holmes was after Nicole Kidman. I was like, I'm pretty sure she's a redhead.
Yeah.
Or she was then. So anyway. Then we get to sports.
Sports. That's Richard's category.
Well, no. Yeah, I know. And I needed him because we got 0.
Oh, man. Yeah. Every time
And
a
then the
sports
night
question
was
comes
lost.
up,
The night was
that
lost.
sucks. Yeah. Every time a sports question comes up, he's just so excited because he's like, I contribute.
But we need I needed you.
Why?
Because it was all hockey questions for the most
Oh,
part.
fuck yeah.
So one was like, who's the hockey player that's like the only person to have like a goal, like a timeout, and a fight all in one game or something?
Oh, that is...
I swear to God, if you say this motherfucker's name.
No, I fucking know it. I know it's not Gretzky, which would be what somebody would
No.
think, but Gordie Howe.
I don't think it was.
No?
Wait, I think it was.
Because when you get a Gordie Howe hat trick, like that's what it's called.
Yeah. Yep. That's him. There was a different weird name for the other hockey question, and I was like, this is just word vomit what this guy said for this guy's name. Can I crack into this, by the way?
Oh, yeah. I have a new flavor of La Croix tonight. It's strawberry peach.
Strawberry peach. By the way, that's how they flavor it. They just go, strawberry peach, as they walk by it. Too bad our microphones don't record.
Binaural audio.
Yeah. Or else that would have been amazing.
It would have.
Okay, good. So you got that one. There were like two more. One was like, who played for like Edinburgh? I don't know, man. It was all stuff that I was just like, you're saying sports stuff to me. And then the guy was like, here it is, everyone's favorite category that they always think they're going to do good in. And then they always go, oh, shit, I don't know any of this. And I was like, is he joking that it's people's favorite? Because nobody's going to trivia, and that's like legit their favorite most times.
Yeah, honestly. I don't think there's like 4 trivia nerds that go to trivia that look forward to the sports questions.
We at least know one of them.
That's my husband.
So, that sucked. And I mean, I even thought I had one. It was like, who got 61 home runs in 1961 or whatever? And I was like, well, the movie 61 is about Babe
Jackie
Ruth,
Robinson?
so it's Babe Ruth. And it's
Oh.
not Babe Ruth. It was the other guy in the movie. And I even had said, like, well, there's another guy in the movie. Maybe it's him. But I didn't watch that movie because fuck that movie.
Yeah, sport movie. Don't need it.
And it was, I don't know, hang on, 61 movie. Let me look up the guy because now I got to say it. Roger Maris. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I don't
Could
know.
I have told you that ever? No. Where is the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Baseball Hall of Fame? Is it in Chicago?
No, it is in New York somewhere.
Ah,
Hall of Fame location. It is in, double checking it. Yep, it is in Cooperstown, New York.
all right.
I go, Brooklyn. And Sean's like, that's not a town, so I'm not writing it. And I was like, well, that's the only New York thing I could think of. So, yep, and it is Cooperstown. Got that wrong. And then we just couldn't make it from there. But they end every single one of their nights with, because the one that we used to go to, it was usually like a ranking thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was always like, here's 5 things, put it in easternmost to westmost. Put
Yeah.
it in oldest to newest, highest grossing to lowest grossing, oldest to newest landmark. You had to like rank the stuff, right?
Right.
Well, this one's ending is always name that tune, where they play 10 songs and you have to get the title, the artist, and then you have to figure out the theme that all of them
Ooh.
are tied together with.
That's fun. I like that.
I thought you would like that. We got 3 songs.
Dang.
No, 2 songs. Sean wrote the name of one of them wrong. He did 9 Rings by Ariana Grande, but it is 7 Rings by Ariana
Yep.
Grande. And I was like, well, I didn't know that one. I got 0. I didn't know a fucking one. Not a single one of these songs.
Every single week they have a music round. It's always round 2. And luckily, the people that we go to trivia with, one of them was a music major, and he teaches
Okay.
like orchestra. So last time, actually, it was all like, name these violin pieces. And he is a violin teacher. So he was like, my fucking day. It was very exciting for him.
See, it's always my day when I go to trivia because movies is always a fucking category.
Yes.
So,
always.
like, I always have a day.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he got one because I know that feeling, and it's every time I go. But that's my thing, though. I know I'm of no use besides that. Like, I know. I'm fully aware that I have my niche, and I offer nothing else to this world.
But you're like, that niche, you are 100% in that niche.
Oh, like I said, the topic was redheads, but it was who was Tom Cruise married to, and I was like, oh, well, that's Hollywood, that's movies, that's Nicole Kidman. Like, it all went back to movies in some way.
Yeah, you're always 7 degrees separated from movies.
It was like, who is the Draco Malfoy actor who's reprising his role in the new Cursed Child Broadway thing or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It took me a minute, but I got there. I was like, Tom Felton. Took me a minute. I couldn't get to his name, but I got it.
Oh, is Tom actually going to be on Broadway?
Yeah. Well, whatever this new thing is, I don't know if it's the new show, or if there was something else. But something with the Cursed Child is happening, and he's coming back as Draco.
Cool.
So that's cool. But anyway, I went to trivia. I sucked. It was fun. And Sean was the company's millionth customer.
What?
She comes out and goes, oh, yeah, I was just informed. You're the millionth order.
That's insane.
So it's just half price for your bill.
That's
not even a good fucking treat.
I want $1 million. I want 1 million French fries.
He was like, fuck, I would have ordered more food. And I was like, put my stuff on his bill. He bought my food. And then they didn't do it. He paid like $4 for his wings. And I was like, that's still not even that great for like, there's no celebration.
No.
If you were legit the millionth fucking customer, you didn't get your picture on the wall? Nothing?
You got nothing. Good day, sir.
It seemed fake. But whatever. He got a cheap
I bet they do that to one person every night. They're like, we are a millionth customer. Here's $4.
Yeah, or something. So, anyway, I went to trivia. It was a nice time.
Proud of you.
But I wanted to tell you about this. I was proud of myself. I got like 10 answers that I like contributed to. I'm used to giving like 4.
Feels good, right?
Yeah, I'm used to 4. So I was like flying high. I just thought you'd get a kick out of this. So Mary, who's been on the show before, she just had surgery. So she's been feeling kind of crummy lately. Right?
Yeah.
So she texts me randomly and goes, why does this not work? I'm like, what's going on? She was trying to go to the Pokemon Center website, right?
Okay.
Because they have all these plushies of different Pokemon, and she was going to go buy some.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, the server admin has denied access to you.
Damn.
And I was like, but like, why? So then I went to the website, and I also could not get to the website. Why?
What for?
It's a U.S. website. Because I was like, maybe it's like a whole IP thing. Like, it's in Japan, so you got to have a Japan IP address. But I was like, but it's not. It's the U.S. location. Like from New York or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I was like,
They just don't want Texans shopping?
I was like, well, what if I VPN'd into it?
Yeah.
So I have a VPN that you can put on all of your devices. So I just downloaded the app, put it on my phone. I was on Pokemon Center buying shit. And I was like,
hell
hey,
yeah.
This feels so cool. And then she had me buy like 8 plushies. She made like a whole team.
Oh my God.
And they're coming in sometime soon. But like some of them are humongous, these plushies.
I had to be talked down from a ledge when I was at the Pokemon Center because there was a Sprigatito that was literally like the size of like my torso, and I wanted him so bad. Richard was like, you can't get him on the plane. You can't have anywhere to display him in the home. Like, what are you going to do with him? Like,
I see tons of places that could go just in frame right now.
I know. I
One
had that boy
right there in your lap. You just hold it everywhere you go.
Just hold him. He called to me. I carried him around the store for like half an hour.
Oh.
I know.
So
I settled on many tiny Sprigatitos instead.
I know, it's so cute.
He's so little.
I know. So I just thought it was cool that my VPN like came in handy randomly. I was like,
yeah.
Can I do this? Can I solve this problem?
Why you were banned though? That's weird.
I don't know. I'm about to try to go there right now.
Yeah.
PokemonCenter.com. And there it is, the official site. And it's verifying me. Huh? And it let me in. Maybe you just can't do it on phones. Which is weird.
Why?
I don't know. Pokemon Center has like such cool shit, by the way. And
it
the
really
fact
does.
She was literally just naming Pokemon, and there's a plush for it. You're telling me there's like 900 plus plushies?
I want to see.
Name a fucking Pokemon. There's a plush.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Wooper because I mentioned last time I was tasked with getting a Wooper plushie when I was in Japan, and they had Paldean Whooper, which is the brown one, who's kind of ugly. I'm sorry. And they
Boom.
didn't
Whooper
have
sitting plush
regular.
right there. He's
Yeah,
right
there
there.
he is.
But
They
sold
didn't
out.
have him in store.
And a lot of the ones that she wanted were sold out. She did make a team of 6. I think I said 7, but she did pick out 6. She had like a full, belt full. But she goes, what does it say about restocking? Because there is a whole section about how they restock stuff, which basically says we don't guarantee that anything that's sold out will ever be back in stock. Just randomly check back.
Oh my God.
At your leisure is basically what it says. And I think that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
But like, yeah, Whooper. She was saying words I've never heard of. So many things. And I was like, what? That's not... I couldn't remember how to spell them. So I was having to like write them down and like go from like this post-it like I would never remember how to spell this fucking thing.
Yeah.
One of them's just a vulture.
Okay.
But I mean, some of them are just like fucking birds and caterpillars and bees in the beginning, so I can't really get mad at that. But
Yeah.
But I just think
So
it's
many
crazy that like if you want a plush of a Pokemon, they fucking have one.
They sure do. I'm looking at all the Pikachu ones right now, and they have one for every
Hang on.
occasion. This guy just got a PhD.
I want to know if they have one for that keychain one, the like Ring of Keys Pokemon. Ring
Oh
of
my
Keys
God.
Pokemon.
That would be so
Klefki.
funny if they just had, like, keys.
I swear to God. I'm going to type in Klefki. Boom. It pulls up. And there is a fucking plush of Klefki. What? Look at it. How do they... They've literally made one for everything. That is nuts to me.
So weird. I wonder... part of me wonders if they've just rendered the image of it and they don't actually sell it because it is sold out, Maybe they're just, like, gleaning if they need to produce it by how many people are searching it.
What also has 10 reviews, which makes me think this has been bought 10 times. I could not resist getting Klefki, who was an integral part of my playthrough. Great addition. Like, haunted set of keys. He's a set of keys. He is exactly as advertised. The keys are movable, which is nice. That's the best review ever. He's a set of keys. He is exactly as advertised.
He is what he is, and that's all that he is.
Oh, this is the best. I love this. I can't read reviews, especially not for Pokemon plushies, because that's just way too niche and amazing. But anyway, so VPN coming in clutch. Who knew it could prove that useful? I just thought it was cool that I was like, can I make this happen? And then I did, and it was very neat. Speaking of neat, but this was not, pre-ramble last week, we discussed the Gears of War beta.
Yes.
Which I did play a little bit after we had discussed it. But I tried to play with Ferdin. We tried to make a team. That was the worst experience playing a game I've ever fucking had.
Oh, no. Why?
Ever in the history of time. We would add each other to the group, be sitting in a queue for like 15 minutes, and then it would just kick one of us out. What? So then the other person would have to leave the queue, re-add you to the party, wait in the queue again. Maybe we wait 30 minutes this time. The game starts, but one of us isn't in the game now. So what was the point of that? Ferdin was reading Reddit reviews of that beta, and they were calling it the Gears of War beta for watching the main menu.
Oh, my God.
Because, like, nobody was playing. It was horrible. That was the worst beta I've ever been a part of. Because I played 5 matches total in the entire weekend.
That sucks. I hope they fix it for beta number 2, because that's this coming weekend, right?
That is this coming weekend. So if you're listening to this, it's already over.
Ah.
But maybe I don't fucking care to tell you guys. Because also, in playing the game, it didn't feel good. Like, I felt so stiff. I was like, you remember, like, Rhodey running in and out of a direction at a moment's notice. Like we could move. And he was like, yeah, this feels horrible. And so another Reddit post was like, you had 10 years to fix this game and changed nothing.
That sucks.
Like, almost nobody had anything good to say. What a waste. That was sad that I'm super stoked for the game, but, like, it's kind of crappy maybe.
Yeah.
I might actually want to get my pre-order money back and then just buy it on sale.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to come out and be
I'm going to play the
busted.
single player, I guess, which that did feel clunky because it was the first one. I don't know,
I wonder if they're going to, like, fine-tune it after the beta, or you think they're just, like, testing server load. They're just going to release it as is.
I have no clue. I was hoping that it was just about server load because it's the first time Xbox, PC, and PlayStation are all together with them, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. Like, Gears has never had that before, so that's, you know, double the workload. I don't know. We'll just have to see.
I hope it gets better.
I'm gonna try the beta this weekend, but if I run fugly again, I'm canceling that pre-order. I don't want to play that. That feels bad. I'm not gonna have fun, so I don't want it. But I do want to tell you what I do kind of want, though.
Okay.
So today, I kind of forgot it was happening. It got posted. Ismail posted it in the Discord, and I just happened to watch it later. It was on YouTube. Donkey Kong Bonanza is one of the new Switch 2 games that's coming out. Don't give a shit about Donkey Kong. I don't want that game. Watch the Nintendo Direct on it. I need that game.
Why?
I am so stoked about it. It looks so fun.
Really?
It looks so fun. The entire world is destructible.
Oh, I love that.
Like, to the point that, like, they even said, like, do you see this mountain? Watch this. And, I mean, they, like, fast-forwarded it, like, 100 times. But, like, the guy literally was like a speck, and he got rid of that entire mountain off the face of the map.
What the fuck?
Like,
that's crazy.
You can just, like, punch straight, like, dig through straight. You can ground pound and shoot, like, straight down, and then do that. You can dig dug all over the place. You can just rip chunks out of the ground that don't come back, throw those.
Okay.
It has a lot of shit going on, and I was like, that's actually kind of cool.
What kind of game is it, though? Is it like a builder?
No, it's a destroyer. The whole point is you have to make it to the center of the planet because that's how you'll get transported to the top of the planet. You have to dig down to go up.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically the premise. Is there's like stuff hidden in the earth in places. So you're basically just destroying and digging around trying to find all these collectibles and all these perks and upgrades. There's skill trees.
Oh.
There's power up. There's like a lot of shit that they just didn't tell anybody. And then they're
That's
just
wild.
like laying it out. And it's like, this game seems fun. And then
It's got a lot going on.
they lied in the marketing before the Direct. They've been like removing a character from all the marketing that they went, by the way, there's actually a character here the whole time. That's your partner that's walking around with you the entire time.
What?
So I'm hoping they'll explain this because it really bothered me that Pauline came out of like a rock when she's a human person.
What?
Yeah, so this is a prequel to Donkey Kong, I think it said.
Okay.
Like Nintendo Donkey Kong, like the original
Damn.
OG, jump the barrels and climb up the stuff
What
to
the
get
fuck?
to Donkey Kong at the top. This is
What
a prequel
kind of
to that
prequel
game.
do you need for that?
It takes place before it, but it doesn't make sense because our Donkey Kong in this game, that's like weird Nintendo timeline shit, and I'm not that invested. I was just like, Pauline's a human being, and yet she came out of a rock. Like, is she not a real person? Was she born from a rock? Or was she just transported here, trapped in this thing? And, like, hopefully that gets explained.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm going to look at a picture of Pauline because I don't know who she is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's pretty.
Well, which picture you got? I hope it's her from Mario Odyssey.
She's like 3D and she's holding a microphone.
Yep, that's her from Mario Odyssey. So when the Switch came out, that, like, song that was huge, One Up Boy or whatever.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's so good. It was like a fucking love letter song to Mario as a whole from Nintendo up to the Switch.
Cool.
And she's singing it to him because she's the person at the top of the original Donkey Kong game that he's rescuing. And it's beautiful. It, like, kind of made me tear up when I played that part the first time. It was really neat. Like, what a random love letter. And since she's been back in Super Mario Odyssey, she's been popping up in, like, Mario Kart, the tennis one, the golf one, and like people are really growing to love Pauline. She's been like the forgotten lady of Nintendo for like 30 years.
Yeah, she's got this like Carmen Sandiego hat. She's very beautiful.
Yeah, nobody fucking knows her, right? Well, yep, that's her. That's Pauline. She's who I was using in Mario Kart 8 for a while. She got added in later, and I was using Pauline for a long time. But Pauline in Donkey Kong Bonanza, they have officially confirmed that she's 13 years old.
Okay.
And the first thing you said when you saw her was, what? Oh my God, she's pretty. So now she's just a really pretty 13-year-old.
Wait, so like this picture that we're looking at right now with like the red dress and everything, she's 13 years old here?
No, that's her.
Okay. Okay.
Normal in like today's world, probably 30, 40.
Okay,
right?
excellent.
So now you get Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? So
Okay.
I'd like to show you Pauline. And I was getting so many TikToks where they were like, oh my God, please don't call this girl pretty. Like they've said she's 13 years old. But everybody thinks she's so pretty and they love her. And I just noticed one weird thing. I was like, so if Pauline's whole thing is she's pretty, right?
Okay.
And now we've made her 13 years old.
Yeah.
Why? Hang on, because I'm showing you the trailer where she comes out the first time, right?
Yeah.
How come we won't put shoes on her feet and she's only barefoot in every costume in the whole game? Why? You know how the internet is. The dogs are out. That feels intentional.
Oh, Nintendo. Always something.
That feels does it not? And I mean, it's she doesn't wear shoes. Period.
I don't know. Maybe she's just a free-spirited young girl, you know?
That's fine, but in our world of media, you just have to, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. She's walking around showing them off and everything. That's
like it just feels like a lot to me. But I think she's very cute though. Like I love that she's
cute.
part of this. I think this is really neat.
Vanellope a little bit.
So that's the thing. Everyone's basically drawing Wreck-It Ralph comparisons, which is like kind of what the gameplay is. You are just basically Wreck-It Ralph, you know? You're just tearing stuff up, breaking everything, you know?
Yeah.
Which looks really fun, but it's just so that's the mountain. And look at this.
Wow.
Like it's gone.
That's cool.
I kind of really want it. It does look really fun.
It does look like satisfying, like tactile, you know?
Okay,
punching
but
the
like,
big bananas.
The feet,
These
man.
poses that they have her in.
Just saying, like
What's going
that's
on?
But I love the outfit. I love that it's like baggy jeans. Like it's a look that I've never seen someone in Nintendo have before, which I think is really cool.
Is it because Donkey Kong has like full-on hands for feet, and they want to make her feet like super prominent? I'm trying to justify it.
Like I understand his feet are out, but he's like an animal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I think it would be different if in the costumes that you got, if any of them had shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, also feet claps right here. They're going all princess, that dude from TikTok. You know what I mean?
No, I do not.
You don't know that guy?
No, what? Clapping with his feet?
I gotta send you that guy. It is
Please
so
don't.
gross. But I want to show you some of the costumes though, because on top of that, guess what? The costumes are all buffs. They have perks. You can like min-max things about this game. You can like put her in like a water outfit, so you have like more breath in the water, or you can swim faster, but then you can put him in this outfit so he's better at doing this thing. It's got a lot of fucking layers.
Well, that's cool.
And the whole thing was she sang, I told you, right? In the Switch one. So her power is she sings in this game and it gives him powers.
Ah, cool.
And that was the thing I saw first, which I do think this is actually kind of legit though. And then boom, you like transform him into stuff.
That's cool.
And I guess she sings songs in the background the whole time that he's transformed.
Nice.
And they sound kind of like Splatoon songs a little bit. They
Yeah.
sound all like fast tempoed and stuff. I'm just about this game, kind of.
He's a zebra now.
So each transformation does a different thing. And then you can mix and match them. Because, like, he can fly. But you can, like, be in one. Okay, so, like, you can be in one, swap, and then swap to another one to do a different function to go somewhere that you can't get to normally.
That's cool.
It actually looks really cool. It's just... Oh, yeah, and then this one monkey.
Why? What's going on?
Nintendo just has... They just make pretty people sometimes.
We're just going to have one sexy one in there.
Yeah. But I want to show you some of the outfits, though.
People shouldn't be mad that people are calling Pauline pretty. I'm going to say that. Because she is pretty. She's a pretty young girl.
But people are saying she's pretty in a weird way.
Yeah, you can't call her, like, pretty.
Like hot.
But, yeah, don't use that word. She's cute.
You can call her cute. Yeah, she's cute.
She's a pretty young maid, you know?
Yeah.
Just
but,
a
like,
little baby.
again, the thing we said, the poses, like, what are we doing, man?
Yeah, what are we doing with the feet?
These all are so intentional. Okay, outfits. Here you go.
Yep.
Oh, that was cool. So then every single piece has its own perk, whatever. Oh, that one. Shoes.
Oh, she's got shoes. Look at there.
So I was going to say, actually, there's one amiibo. You and Richard never got into amiibos, right?
No.
Oh, also, this game has Game Share, where if I buy it and you have a Switch 2 and you don't have it, we can play together.
What? That's cool.
Yeah, so you don't have to own the game to play in assist mode with me. As long as I own it, I can play it with you.
in the same room?
Nope, you can be at home.
That's so freaking cool.
Oh, so then there's an amiibo with her feet.
Right up in the air.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole thing. But you get her dress,
Oh,
and I think that's
cool.
adorable.
That's very adorable.
She has a lot of makeup on for a 13-year-old. But, like, I love that outfit because that's, like, what I know. Like, for me, Pauline was the Switch thing first.
Yeah.
I didn't know who she was. I learned who she was from the Switch. Which, you know, that makes me feel bad. But still. So, anyway, there's a lot of Pauline discourse. I'm glad you're into it, too, because it's cool. She's, like, a forgotten character. And she's, like, getting fucking limelight. Like, it's not just Peach and Daisy now.
That's
you know?
cool.
Like, Pauline is, like, taking off, man. Like, she's becoming very popular, and I think that's really neat. I just...
Love that for Pauline.
She's going to become popular for a different reason now. So with that, I think I'm going to go put in my pre-order for this game, though, because I didn't think the gameplay would look as fun as it does, and there's so much. Like,
yeah, it looks like a deep game.
And it's supposed to be like something that the Switch 2 only can run. Like, the Switch 1 cannot fucking make this game happen. So hopefully, because like Mario Kart, it don't feel Switch 2 enough, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this game might make me go, oh shit, this is what I can do now. So I'm hoping.
Okay.
But with that, I'm going to go put in my pre-order real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Oh, you think you know what happened to me? Look, I'm back, and I'm about to unearth all the secrets in Old Cove. So do a little refresher on Season 1 and get caught up before Season 2 arrives. Trust and believe. You don't want to miss what's coming.
Welcome to Severed, a podcast suite that offers a rotation of content centered around true crime to paranormal cases. Severed True Crime covers high to low profile true crime cases like the Westfield Watcher, The Staircase, The Keepers, and other binge-worthy favorites on Netflix. Severed Paranormal peers into the corner moon windows of the Amityville Horror House, the Conjuring House, and other mysterious cases, locations, and urban legends.
I'm Harry Chambers.
And I'm Drew Hudson. We want you along for this investigative and haunting roundup. Scare you soon.
I believe people are here for one reason only these days.
You think it's only that reason?
No, because no one's fucking watching it. So I know it's not. only some people are here for this reason. It's Monster Monday.
Monster Monday.
Okay.
This
Is
arc.
still good.
Oh my god. This like piece of Monster was what I remembered of it most fondly. This is what made me want to like the show. And that's why I wanted to rewatch it, because I was like, there's something in
Took
here
you
I'm
halfway through the
missing.
show
Yes. Like
to find
once
the
I
thing
had-
you liked.
Right, I know. Like up to this point, before when I was first watching the show, I was very bored. I was like, well, I don't really understand what's going on and why. And then when I got to this part,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, things are coalescing. Finally, things are happening. And
Okay.
like you, I was worried because, like you said, it's halfway through the show. How are we going to catch and kill Johan already?
Yep. Well, that got answered.
Yep. So shall we get into it?
Yes, we are beginning with episode 35.
A hero with no
Okay.
name.
So, this shit started getting real weird, man. Lunge scares me.
I
This fool
hate him.
fucking scares me.
Oh my god, the way that he's just like, I am Tenma. I am Japanese. I will use chopsticks. What are you doing? And he's
Domo.
like, Domo. What? I have to. No one at all ever said Domo to me in Japan. I don't know what this guy is fucking on about. But
It was just the fact that like he would do that in public, in front of people, like someone staring at him. I am Tenma. I am Tenma. I am a Japanese man, and they're like,
I'm
God,
a
that guy's fucking
Japanese
drunk
man."
as hell. Yeah, then like he
And-
was gonna like see his daughter's
I know.
child.
Like, she finally calls him to reconcile because she and her mom walked out when she was pregnant, and they were
Yep.
like, we're fucking done with you because you're insane. And finally she wants to reconcile, calls him up, and is like, hey, why don't we go to dinner? You can come meet my baby, who's like a toddler now by the look of it.
Yeah, like at least 2 maybe.
Yeah. So
Well, maybe there's no way Tenma's been on the run for 2 years.
I don't know. The sense of time in this show is really like wonky. Because
But I
the
will
baby,
say, Tita looks older,
He
like
does, yes.
visibly older.
Yeah.
So it could be.
It could be. But yeah, he gets a call from his daughter, and then he's planning on going to visit her. And then
Yeah,
instead
he even
just-
says no to people and goes like, "Fuck no,
Yeah.
I gotta go see my dad." Actually, I am Tenma.
And as we know, Tenma would absolutely skip out on dinner with his daughter and granddaughter, I guess. Like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing?
This one was like real big. Lunge, we're really seeing how fucking weird this guy is, and then
Yeah.
Reichwein goes to see Johan's foster parents and like try to learn some more shit.
Yeah. So, like, they're not actually his foster parents, right?
No, that
Yeah,
was like
he's
the
just,
whole
like-
thing. Because
Basically, he
His-
paid them off, right?
yeah, because his foster parents are the ones that died. Remember, I even brought this up last time. Like, who
Yeah.
are these people that were claiming to be his fucking parents? Because
Right,
that's the
yeah.
whole crux. They died.
Mhm.
So this one made me feel like I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
Johan's getting in my brain, man. But
I
yeah.
do like that Dr. Reichwein just straight up confronts these people, and he's like, you don't have a son named Johan. Like, your
Yeah.
son died.
Well, the way he painted it was like their child died, like in childbirth or something.
Yeah. Remember there was that gravestone of a Johann Liebert who was like 2 years old?
Yeah, and it was like they just so desperately wanted to have a child that they like took him in and then just said, "That's my kid."
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he was like, "You know this isn't true, and he's going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like he's
'Cause he
going
kills
to dispose of
everyone.
you because you know things."
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're not there yet, but like that makes so much fucking sense now. Once we get to
For
a
what?
certain episode, why he has this thing about making you not known, disposing
Oh.
of anyone that knows your name.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
shit.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
like, find the pieces. Like, there's one episode that I legit
Uh-huh.
was so I mean, I was like on the edge of my seat watching, just like, oh my god, this is everything.
It's happening.
This is it. It's falling in place.
Yeah.
And like it fell in place pretty good.
Yes.
So yeah, he
Okay.
talks to the parents, and then you got Tenma going back
Yes.
to the library,
Just
where
casually walking
it's
around
all
with
gonna
his
end here.
big fucking sniper rifles because it's the 80s and no one really cares about gun control, I guess.
Yeah, and I thought he was stashing his gun, but
Yeah.
then he stashes himself as well and just climbs
Yes.
up there too, and it's like, I'm just gonna live here for a night until tomorrow.
But before he does that, Lota comes up and is like, "Mister, can you get that big ass book up for me?" So he like reaches up
Oh,
and
yeah.
grabs a Czech dictionary for her because she's translating the book that caused Johan to pass out.
Because like nobody fucking knows anything about it, and then I think doesn't Lunge see it too? Like he even gets in on the book,
Does he?
and he's trying to look at it. Yeah. However, when one of his men has the book that Johan was looking at when he fainted, Lunge examines and translates some of the words because he even
Oh,
gets
yeah.
a Czech dictionary and tries to like. Oh yeah, because he translates the line that was written on the water tower. The monster in me is
Yes.
growing. It's about
Yeah.
to burst or explode or something. Like
Yeah.
like he reads from that book the line from the water tower, and I was like, oh fuck, something's up with this book.
I love this, like, the end of this arc because all the pieces really do start to fall into place. Like, all the detectives who are separately working on shit, like the independent people. You got Reikwine, you got Lunge, you got Lota. You had them all just kind of, like, figuring shit out and putting the pieces together. And it's all happening at the
happening.
same time. Just bricks are falling into place. And it's like, what's going to happen?
Yeah. So yeah, the book comes into play. So like, well, we basically have the book. We know this book is important, and people are now starting to research the book. So I was like, good, we might figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
And then Tenma goes and waits on top of the thing, of the bookshelf. And we're like, cool, let's see what happens. Then that next one, God, Tenma's like up there, and the like security guard's walking around looking, and he's just like pulled over. I was like, how do you not notice there's a man up there?
I know. The way they drew that flashlight on the security guard, there's like this moment where he moves the flashlight and this ghosting effect like trails behind it.
Yeah.
So fucking cool, man. The little details of animation that they do are so good. And then there's times where you zoom back and it's just like a boxy man in a big ass suit. And I'm like, what is...
Oh, yeah.
Figure it out, guys. Like, you're so fine-tuned on some of the shit. And then
Oh.
just like loose sketching for others.
I got some Foley work coming up too. There
Oh,
was
yeah.
one where I was just like, oh yeah, this is...
I hope it was
yeah,
the same one I'm thinking of.
Maybe, we'll see. So, Tenma's still waiting up top, and... Oh yeah, so Reikwine, our therapist guy, he goes to Schuvald and is like, I want to talk to you about your assistant. And he's like... He fully knows. He's like, yeah, Johan. This weird fucking messed up dude. What about him? And it's like... Everybody, like, knows there's something... Most people seem to know there's something wrong with him if they've encountered him.
Yeah.
Like, he
I
gives
feel
off
like,
this shit. You
yes, it's a vibe, you know? I mean, I feel like, especially with Schuvald, he seems to, like, recognize what Johan is, and also he wants to nurture that because he reminds him of a younger version of himself.
Is this the scene where he talks about that? Where he was like, you know, the name that they had for me, like the vampire of whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I loved having that connotation to my
Persona,
name.
yeah.
I loved being able to have that power over people simply by my name.
Mm-hmm.
And he even says, like, Johan reminds me of when I had that power. But, like, even though I still have the name, I am just a husk of a man.
Yes.
Like, those things don't stay.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this in him, and I kind of want him to know, like, what will happen. And, like, yeah, he is almost like... I feel like he wants to mentor him how to maybe not lose that. Like, he's kind of, like, impressed with him at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just wants to, like, follow Johan to see where it goes, to see if it takes him back to his status, his former glory. Like, maybe he can do something with that. Hitch his wagon to that ride or whatever.
Okay.
Wait.
is Shuvold fully blind? Because he said
He's
something
not
later where... Okay, good.
Yeah, he can see stuff that's like close up.
Okay, so that makes that line make sense, because I was like...
Yeah.
He's like fully blind, right? But
He's
no. Okay,
mostly blind. Like he can see shapes and
I thought
colors,
so.
and then like when stuff gets in his face, he can see it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But okay, so when Tenma is hiding up on that bookcase, when we first open on the show, he has this little flashback to like when he was a baby.
Yeah.
And it made me so sad. I never want to see baby Tenma crying about not being found in hide and seek ever again. That made me so upset.
They never even really came back to that, did they? What was
No,
the
I
point
mean-
of that? It just to make me feel like shit?
I think they just wanted like I don't know why they would think that the audience at this point doesn't have enough sympathy for Tenma, but like that's just another piece to show you like, yeah, it's just a poor scared kid inside this adult man.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that is kind of the big, like, looming theme of these 5 as well, is how, like, we know what we got to do, but, like,
Yeah.
can we still push it that far, you know?
Yeah.
Because nobody
Another-
wants to go that far. And
No.
people don't want him to go that far, because he still got 2 people out there trying to figure out how to not make him do that.
He's got 3 people, I think, because he's got Reichwein and
Nina.
Nina and Dieter.
Yeah, because I think Reichwein is even saying to Shuval, he's like, if you don't help me know about this Johann guy, like, Tenma's going to do something he doesn't need to be doing.
Yeah.
He's like pleading, like, Tenma's going to do what nobody will do, and I have to stop that.
Yep.
Like, nobody wants him to push past that point.
And I don't know why. I guess people just don't want to see Tenma become a killer.
Like, once you've done it, you've done it. You know?
Yeah. Once
And-
you know the taste
well,
of coffee.
And they probably know that that's like such a... I mean, he is like the best doctor. That is legit the most anti-Hippocratic oath thing that you can do. Like, that is to like go back on the core tent pole of his being.
Yeah, and he
And
also
I think
does
people
flashback.
just don't want him to do that. you know?
Right. He flashes back at the very, very beginning of the episode, like we open on young Tenma operating on Johann. And
Yeah.
this to see that juxtaposition of like him operating and trying to save Johann's life at any cost possible, like
Yeah, 'cause
putting
even then, he's
aside the other
like-
patients.
He's like, what is his name? And they go, we don't
Yeah.
know. And he goes, oh, so we don't even know his name, but it's okay. I will save you,
Yeah.
whoever you are. And now
Mhm.
it's, I know exactly who you are, and I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yes.
We are literally on the opposite spectrum now.
Yeah, and to see Tenma have like traversed that journey in 36
Yeah.
episodes is fucking crazy.
So, Reichwein's talking to Shuvold and all that. Reichwein
And then Nina
pretty much
quits the
knows.
restaurant.
Which I thought that would have happened already because she was
Yeah.
talking to him and left a long time ago.
That's what I thought too.
I
Yeah.
was maybe she just can't. Well, no, because he was like, she was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like,
Yeah, the
it's not
timeline felt
it can't
like
be a
odd
flash
for me.
Yeah, that part kind of confused me, so I kind of just went like, never mind.
Yeah.
I kind of
So-
like left that piece.
And we don't even really see Nina again until the end of the episode. It's just like showing that, okay, Nina's like on her way, I guess, is the function of that scene.
Yeah. So, Lunge figures out, I am Tenma. What would I
Yes.
do?
He's doing that like weird shit in front of another detective who's like watching him out of the corner of his eye, like, you good, man?
Yeah, and he's like, Shuvold, I know where we need to go. He's going to fucking kill this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so interesting because in his mind, he's like, I am Tenma, but he is fully thinking like Johann, though.
He is, because he thinks Johann is Tenma.
Oh. And I think he even
Fucking-
says that at some. He's like, I am Tenma, but I believe that I'm
Yes.
Johann, or something
Yes.
weird.
I hate him. He's so stupid.
And I think he even
Um,
says, like, but I believe I am Johann, but that is incorrect because there is no like he just fully keeps saying, I'm right. I figured this out. Nobody can convince me.
Yeah, he's like, I am Tenma, but I'm also Johann, but Johann's not fucking real, because why not? So we have a lot of like things happening here. So
oh yeah.
Shuvold arrives at the library and sends his son Carl away to get some papers. That's an important factor that comes back
Yes.
around later, because
Mm-hmm.
I think he senses what's about to happen. So he's like, I got to get my son
yeah.
the fuck out of here, because I don't want him here for this. And while he's also trying to get his son out of here, he wants his son to know some shit. So he left purposely a packet of papers on his desk, which we'll come back to in a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
So Nina quits the restaurant. Shewald sends Carl away, arrives at the library. Lungay puts together that Shewald is in danger, while at the same time, Reichwein is connecting the dots on the book ceremony, being like, oh shit, I know what's going to happen. We have to go stop Tenma.
Yeah. And
So,
Lotte shows up and goes, hey, I clearly know that you're Johann's twin sister because you look
Yes.
just like that motherfucker. What is
Yeah.
this book?
right. I love how forward Lotte is with that, because she's like running to meet Nina at the train station, like, don't leave. I have to figure out why the fuck this other dude was seizing up about this book. And literally she shows Nina the book and is like, I'm starting to connect the dots on shit. Like, I know that Johann is connected to all these random murders, but I don't know why and I don't know how. And you look just like him, so like maybe you can help me. And she shows Nina the book, and Nina also has a bit of a reaction. Not a full-blown episode like Johann had, but like shaking and like, freaking out a bit.
Yeah. And then we get episode 37.
Here we go.
Monster Without a Name. And Nina reads us the entirety of that book.
It's the picture book. It's the ending sequence.
Which is literally the whole ending explained to us. So now I wonder what happens at the endings, because, well, we haven't reached the end of the book in the end credits still. So I guess they're just going to keep doing that all the way through to the end.
I can't remember what they do with the credits. I'm curious to find out in the next arc.
Yeah. But by the way, I could listen to Nina read me a bedtime story
Yes.
all my life.
I know.
Fucking every time. Chomp, chomp. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
I was like, say gobble some more. This is great. I love the way she read that book.
It made me happy.
So yeah, the whole book is, there was a nameless monster. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. It was so like that story from Berserk that I read, and I'll tell you that one too.
Okay.
But so basically, I was like, I don't think we should tell kids bedtime stories, because apparently it just fucks all kids up, and they do the wrong things all the time because of these picture books. But so the story is, there was a nameless monster, which is our green monster, the end credits. It did not like not having a name, so it decided to leave to find a name, which is why it's running down the hill. But what they cut out of the end credits is where it splits into two. One goes east and one goes west. Monster walks down the hill, meets a farmer, and he goes, hi, whatever. I'm looking for a name. What's your name? And he tells him his name, and he goes, I like that name. Can I have it? And he's like, no, you can't have my name. And he goes, but I can make you strong. So if you give me your name, I'll give you powers. So he jumps in his fucking body and becomes the farmer with a name, but over time grows hungry and eats his way out of the body.
Did that fuck you up so bad?
A little bit. Chomp, chomp. Gobble, gobble. I was like, oh, shit. Not what I expected.
No.
So my whole theory about, the monster infecting, people.
Yeah.
Very cool. But no, cool. It's just a monster straight up going into you and then eating its way out when it's hungry. So he does that with that guy, eats his way out, chomp, chomp, gobble, gobble, and goes to another person. Offers them the same thing, takes their name, eats their way out, chomp, chomp, gobble, gobble. Does it to all these people, but then eventually eats everybody in the fucking village.
Yeah.
Then makes his way to a castle where he finds a sick little boy. And he says, hey, I can make you well if you give me your name. The little boy says, fuck yeah, I'm sick. So he lets the monster in, but being the prince in the castle comes with power, so the monster does not eat his way out of the little boy. Because he has fun. Yeah, he gets to do things. He has this power that he didn't have from anyone else.
Living
He's
a
getting to
life of
use that
luxury.
name so well. But he then eats all the people. Those little boys eating the king, eating the court jesters, just fucking munching on everybody. And then he eats everybody in the town. So he leaves the town and comes across what? The other half of the monster that went the other direction. And he goes,
Yep.
hey, I found a name. I found the thing we wanted. And the other one goes, but that's what we are. We're nameless monsters. And I'm happy with who I am. I don't need the name. To which then the little boy eats that other monster. And then it ends with him all alone. And what's the point in having a name when there's no one left to call you by that name? But such a good name it was, Johann. And I was just like,
fucking chills.
I got him now. I was like, yes! Oh my God! I dug that whole opening. The whole story riveted.
I was wrapped, just like absolute
Yes.
attention on Nina. And I paused it after that because I was like, how far into the episode are we? We're 10 minutes in and I haven't like blinked or breathed.
Oh, geez, it felt like half the episode.
Yeah, it pretty much was.
So
Beautiful
that's the
videos
end
are-
credits. We don't really have to worry about that now. I will still watch and report on it because, like Kelsey said, I don't know if we change because where the Munich arc ended, the end credits ended with him entering the little boy. But as I just told the story, there's still more stories. I wonder if they'll just complete that and then maybe change into something new. Who knows?
I feel like I remember them working on something new, but I
Okay.
can't remember for sure. I
Yeah,
hope so.
We will see. So now we know the story. Now we know why Johann chose that name because of the
Yeah.
book. And then I guess also kind of because of this kid that had died. And he's like taking his identity as well.
Yeah, he's like, oh, convenient, a gravestone.
Yeah. Taking the name. And now it makes so much sense why he's so about getting rid of the people that like he encounters. Because that's what this monster basically did. And why he's punishing that fucking guy with nobody knowing who he is. He's making him a nameless monster.
Isn't it fucked
And I was
up?
like, wow.
It's so
All
cool.
because you read a story, bro. But just to tell you, that is exactly what happens in Berserk. There is a story that's told to all these kids in this village that Guts goes to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I told you the story, but it's called the story of P-Calf, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So just to kind of tell you guys too, I don't remember if I told it on the show, but it has the same kind of vibe. And I guess this is like a common thing in this, like looking for something but ending with nothing.
Okay.
That's a horrible message to teach children. Don't go looking for things. You'll wind up alone.
Don't try ever, children. It sucks in the end.
But there was a little boy named P-Calf in this village. He was different than anyone else. He had red eyes and pointed ears. So he was different than everyone else in the village. And his mom and dad told him, but you are our son. Like, you're not different. You're okay. But the elves had red eyes and pointed ears. So he believed he was one of the elves. So one night, he runs away from home and enters the Forbidden Forest. While he is in the forest, he finally comes across the elves. They all have red eyes and pointed ears. And he goes, hey, I think I'm missing from your village. And they said, well, we actually had a couple that came to us with a sick child that they had, and we used our magic to save this child's life, but it gave him red eyes and pointed ears. That's you. You are not one of us. You do belong to your parents. And he goes, oh no, I should go home now. When he leaves, the forest moves on a different frame of time. So while he was in the forest simply learning that story, hundreds of years had passed. His parents and the entire village do not exist anymore.
Fuck.
And he winds up alone on the hill above his town, crying, his eyes even redder.
Ugh.
Horrible story.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So that's why one of the kids later gets a Behalit and wishes to become this elf thing because she loves that story and wants to go be with the elves and do what was in this story.
Okay.
And then she becomes one of the villains in Berserk for a time. And I was just like, this whole like polarity here, like it's the same kind of thing but different actions almost.
Yeah.
But like we're in the same place. These kids hear these stories and are almost willing to do anything to almost like make that story reality.
Yeah.
So just don't tell your kids stories. Tell them nothing. Keep them
Just
ignorant till life.
put them in the dark, put
Forever.
them in silence. That's how you send them to bed.
Can you read me a bedtime story? No, you'll make it real. Mm-mm. No. So, anyway, yes. So now we know the story. End credits make sense. Greatest thing ever.
And now we're back in the library.
Yeah, the ceremony's starting, and then, boy, howdy, I was not ready. I was not ready for my namesake to show up again. It's Roberto!
Roberto! So we have Tenma up on top of the library shelf, and he's just like, he's got Johan in his sights, and he's waiting for
Bro,
something.
Johan he's making himself available. Like, cause
He is, yeah. He's like,
he
here I am,
knows.
Tenma. I'm just fucking standing here on the stage. Why don't you shoot me in the head? And then he literally, like, Tenma's got his sights trained on Johan. He's looking
Yeah.
at him through this fucking sniper rifle. Johan turns and
That's
looks
my question.
directly
Like,
down the
he is
fucking sights.
basically saying, like, come on, right?
Shoot me. Yeah.
That's what
do
you
it.
got from that? That's what I
Oh,
took from
yeah.
that.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
He's just daring him to do it. And in that second, like, Tenma, he can't pull the trigger. And
Bro,
he flashes
the
back.
way he was shaking,
Yeah.
he had that trigger so pulled back and it didn't go off.
know.
I was like, he would have accidentally done it the way the hands were working.
So yeah, he's flashing back on like all the trouble that Johan has wrought on the world since he saved him in surgery, and just thinking
Yeah.
like, I could stop all this. He's thinking back to that very first patient in the parking garage where he saw Johan kill that guy.
My
And
favorite
then-
guy,
I
Cuckoo
know.
Clock Man. I love him.
Yes. And then he gets the resolve now. He's like, okay, I have to stop this. I can do this. And then suddenly you hear another gun
Right on
And
the
it,
back
like,
of the head.
right on the back of his head, and it's fucking Roberto crouched over him
I
like an
swear to God.
animal.
Every time Roberto appears, I gasp.
Yes.
Because I saw the gun and went, who the fuck? And then it was him and I go, Roberto! That's my reaction every time he shows up. Roberto! Very like teledrama style shit.
Yes.
Roberto!
Very much so.
But yeah,
Um,
so then Roberto fucking just goes, I'll show you how we really do it. And
Yeah.
he takes the gun and he would, oh my God, fucking Johan, dude, hires Roberto to be the one to kill Schuvald.
Yes.
The planning, dude. The
It's
fucking
ridiculous. Oh
and
my
he's
God,
like,
but
yeah,
okay.
thanks for getting me the stuff. Let me show you what to do. And now the wrong guy is going to get fucking murdered.
And also, the wrong guy's probably going to get framed for it, because they're tracking
Yes!
Tenma down to that sniper rifle. They're like, okay, we know Tenma bought a sniper rifle, and they're going to find that bullet and be like, okay, it was a sniper rifle from this gun, so we know Tenma did it.
Yep.
And Tenma's fingerprints are all over the gun anyway. But I have a question for you,
Okay.
because I don't fucking know the answer to this. Who is that woman who just delivers gasoline to Johan at the library? Who
Ooh.
is that?
I remember her. Oh, fuck. Oh, dude.
Is she one of the like prostitutes from the Red Hindenburg
Oh,
alley?
no. That's the wife who was all like, my husband was cheating on me. You should see my husband, Roberto. Yeah, that's her.
Oh, okay.
That's her.
shit. All
I was
right.
like, I was like, yeah, she was very familiar. I knew her when I saw her.
Thank
yeah.
you for connecting those dots for me.
She's the one that was seeing Reichwein.
Yeah.
That is her. Yeah, because I remember
Okay.
her little like pomp in the
Yeah,
front.
her little like pompadour thing.
Yeah, which we already know that they're working together because your husband's secretly Roberto. Nah, dude, like you guys are working together, and yeah, she like comes in all crazed with her gasoline and is like,
Yeah, he's like, here's your gas.
yeah. So
And then Tenma and Roberto have this fucking intense tackle fight
By
on
the
top of
way,
the bookshelf.
guys are fucking falling off the bookshelf and no one's hearing this bullshit.
I know.
Whatever, dude.
He's smacking him in the face with a sniper rifle and being like, shh, don't tell anybody. Like, that's loud.
Yeah, they're right there.
They're
like,
right there. It's a library. No one else is talking.
are you telling me that in a 2-story house, You can't hear anybody up at the top of the stairs. Like,
in
insane.
an open marble area, like the
What?
sound is echoing.
No, you're at the top of the stairs. I can't hear you.
I can't
Bullshit.
hear you.
Never. You hear everything. Yeah. So that was. I was like, all right, monster. Like you usually do pretty good. This.
I
false.
could not suspend my disbelief for that.
Nope. You ruined it here.
This scene gets so fucking intense. So, like, while they're having a
does.
tactical gunfight up on top of the books, Shewald at the same time is trying to evacuate the library because he kind of feels what's about to happen. He, like, feels the tension in the air and tells the people during his speech, he's like, you got to get out of here. Something's going on. Like,
Yeah.
single file, just walk out of the library right now, please. And everyone just sits there like, I don't know what's going on. What's happening?
Yeah, and then what's her name? Which they don't even say her name in this thing here.
No. Just gas
Oh.
lady.
But so Nina shows up as well,
Yes.
and she is gonna kill Johann because she wanted to do it before Tenma, but she can't even work up the nerve to do it. She don't want to.
Well, Nina isn't here until a couple episodes later, right? Because that whole thing
No,
happens
she's
like
here.
after the fire starts raging.
Well, I mean, the fire's like about to be going
Yeah.
because they're like fighting, and he's like, Tenma's like got like his gun trained on Roberto,
Uh-huh.
and then like they start that fire, and people start
Yeah.
going nuts, and
Yeah.
it's like a whole. So that's my Foley thing.
Okay.
Dude, the way they were like banging on the doors
Yeah.
and shit, like all those sounds were so real sounding.
They were very, like, it put you in the library with them.
Like I was believing that shit. It even sounded like I was above them cuz the camera's
Yeah.
on top of the door looking down at them while they bang on it, and it sounded like I was hearing their voices come up. I was like, "Oh my god, like I'm just looking at it." Like I was so into that scene.
I gotta say, okay, so we talked about this a little bit in Discord. Some people have had struggles when watching Monster, like trying to pick out the voices over the background music. Apparently that's a problem. But if you're
Okay.
watching this show in headphones, everything is crispy and clear. Everything comes through absolutely perfect. So I recommend watching this show with headphones if you can, especially with all this fucking Foley.
I've never had that problem.
Yeah.
With mine
Do you watch
so
it
far.
in headphones?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I have a sound bar, I guess, so maybe it's good at, because like a sound bar would have left, right, center. So I wonder
Yeah.
if vocals are strictly just center, so they're always coming out crisp, while these
Maybe.
are coming out over here. It's not like mixing them, you know?
Yeah, and you also did bring up that we're like above these people. Several times throughout these 5 episodes, they refer to like serial killers' obsession with ants, and like how-
Yeah, dude, they do that a lot.
yeah. Like I think in every single episode, somebody refers to ants.
Even
and I have to
Shewald
ask
said that.
you, yeah,
Mhm.
I have to ask you, did you ever mess with ants as a kid?
I mean, some. I didn't
Yeah.
do like the
Magnifying glass shit?
magnifying glass burning thing. I mean,
No.
the most I did was like pour water on anthills, or like put like
Oh.
a Cheeto there and like watch them take it over, you know, like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But I wasn't
Yeah.
like stomping on ants, sucking their souls, all that shit, you know. Nothing like that.
Okay, I feel like it's pretty normal for children to mess with ants because I mean I would take a twig and lay it over a line of ants just to see what they do. Like, do they get lost? Do they walk around it? Like, what's going to go on?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think Bug's Life affected me in that way, or was
Yeah.
it ants?
That's A Bug's Life. That's where
Yeah,
the leaf
'cause that's
falls,
the
and he's
funny
like, "I'm lost," and they're like, "Just walk
Yes.
around the leaf, around the leaf."
Yeah. So that's the extent of my fucking with ants. Listeners, write in if you ever fucked with ants.
Yeah, like I never did a lot of like bug stuff like that. I have seen somebody put salt on a slug, and it was horrible.
Oh no! Fuck!
Oh,
I
it was
don't want that.
horrible. It was it was nuts to behold. But
Okay.
like, yeah, I didn't do. Well, I never had a magnifying glass, or else I probably would have tried that shit.
Okay.
But so
one thing during the fire
Okay.
that made me laugh is like one person shouts out, "Oh, it must be an electrical fault," and then just like boom, gasoline. Like, this is not an
Yeah.
electrical fault, buddy.
yeah.
So yeah, the explosions are happening, and then it focuses back on the stage because Johann is just fucking standing there with Shewald in the
Oh,
in the
hang on.
flames.
before the fire starts, Johan, had moved to the stage, and he's doing this whole like gun signal with his hand, like, okay, take the shot on Shuvald now. Like he knows Tenma's gonna be up there. He could shoot me, but if he doesn't, I've got Roberto. Do the thing I'm trying to do. Like he's literally like waiting, and he goes, okay, Tenma didn't kill me. Let me do my plan then. Like,
yep.
My God, dude.
He's planning. He's thinking. But yeah, so he's like hanging out with Shuvald on the stage as the fire is raging, and he's just like describing to him in his creepy Johan voice, like, oh, the people are running against the door like little ants, and the fire is everywhere. He's so fucking creepy. Just like whispering the goings on of this raging inferno to this blind man who can't see what's happening. Like, imagine how terrifying that must be as a blind person to be trapped in a burning building.
And then this person that you apparently know is just like giddy about this and just like describing these things that you'll just die here, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's fucked up. So the end of this episode, Tenma and Roberto have been just like gun wrestling the entire time, and then suddenly they kind of like separated. Tenma has his little pea shooter, and Roberto has the sniper rifle, and they're pointed at each other, and neither one is taking the shot. And then
because Roberto does not think Tenma will.
Yeah, so he like kind of like something daring like him.
You can't do it.
It's against your character. You can't kill me.
Yeah.
And Tenma is so beat up in this scene. I feel so bad for him. Like, he got smacked in the nose a couple of times with that sniper rifle. But now, we cut away from the scene, and a gunshot rings out, and we don't know who shot who. We don't know if Tenma took the shot. We don't know if it's Roberto. And then the episode just fucking ends.
Yeah.
That was intense.
That was intense. But I was going to say, in that moment where they're looking at each other, that's my gun-toting Tenma that I've been waiting for. Like,
yes,
that's the look. That's the look from the intro. No trench coat yet, but we'll get there, I'm assuming.
We'll get there.
Yeah. So then the whole next one. No, wait. So that was
37.
That's right. Yeah, I was looking at the next one still. You're right. I did skip to the next one. Yeah. So that's where the shots heard. Then we come back, and we get to see what happened in that moment.
Yes.
And Tenma's thinking back to one of my favorite episodes, which is when he was training with that guy in the mountains. And he's teaching him the double tap, which is a great Zombieland maneuver. And so, he shot Roberto in, like, the shoulder, and that was the shot. And then Roberto's like, see, you couldn't do it. And then he double taps him and fucking knocks him off the railing. Oh, my God.
So dramatic. It was so, like, telenovela style.
But, like, that's it for Roberto, man. That fool is gone.
As far as we know, we don't visibly see him die on screen. So
that's true. I mean,
he seems to be one of those unkillable type of villains.
I'm just going to assume so that when I see him next, I can go, oh, Roberto. But yeah, so Tenma does it. So I guess we don't really know if that is the kill that will be his first. I guess we always assumed Johan would be the first and only.
Yeah.
But you've seen the rest. I don't know if he has to kill more to get his way to Johan.
We'll see. We'll find out.
I don't know, because we talk about how he's this hardened, gun-toting dude. Does he become a hardened killer? I don't know who that guy is in the opening credits still. So I am wondering. I don't know.
Yeah, so Tenma is trying to now escape, trying to run downstairs and find Johan and maybe still kill him if he can get the opportunity. But he's starting to trip over
gross.
Bodies as he's going down the stairs, and you can see in his eyes, like, he looks down at the victims of the fire, and he's like, you see the doctor activate in his eyes. He wants to go into helper mode so bad right then, but he's torn between his need to kill Johan, because when else are you going to kill him, and to, like, help all these people?
Because, dude, that tumble down the stairs was rough. Because, like, he trips on a person's leg, and he front flips down the stairs.
Yeah.
Most people roll sideways. He upended face again.
As we call it.
Yeah, it was horrible. But yeah, that part really fucked me up, because all these people are doing anything. Because, like, they weren't bodies like dead people. They were just trying to find any means of escape.
Yeah.
And I've never been in a fire. I haven't been in
And I
smoke to
hope
that
to never
level.
be.
But the stuff that I've heard about it, I mean, you have no vision.
Yeah.
And there is no safe place to breathe. Even when you like go up to your like sleeves or whatever, you still are crippled with feeling like you have no air. So these people are climbing up the steps, trying to escape. Guess where smoke goes? Up. So they're actually going in a worse fucking direction. And I was getting really fucked up about it.
Yeah. It sucks. Like I was panicking the length of these whole episodes, figuring out, are these people going to get out of the library? Are we going to have casualties? Because this is, they're locked in. Like as we come to find out, they try the doors and they can't get out. Every single door is locked. There's no windows that they can shoot out.
Yeah, from the fucking outside. Like,
yes.
The plan.
Not only is the inner sanctum of the library locked from the outside, the outside building of the library is also locked. Like it is shut down tight.
Yeah. Which then makes me wonder, because I was like, what's Johann's plan then? Like he's in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what was Johann going to do? Was he going to die? Was he just going to, like,
were
work
you
on
just
a
saying,
miracle?
like either Tenma's going to do it or I've chosen my own way out? I was like, what is your deal?
He probably had some kind of fucking Johann way to squirm and worm out of it.
Out. Yeah. So, yeah, we got all the fire stuff. Oh, we didn't talk about how, no, wait, that's right. We're still in this one.
Yeah, so this is when Johann gets, like, right up in Shewald's face for the first time.
Yeah. And then, which I hated that, because he has the creepiest eyes, like, and they're so wide talking to him.
Yes. Yeah.
And I kind of, like, forgot that part, and, like, I went back later, because Shewald said something in the next episode that I was like, is he really blind? Because he said this, which makes me think he's not fully blind. And I was like, oh, he definitely could see, because Johann was like in like nose to nose.
Yeah.
So I think he could see just that close up. So not only are you pretty much blind, you're looking into that face, that terror, and being told how all these people are gonna die and you're gonna die and stuff.
Yeah.
Johann is evil, dude.
I know.
God.
And he has a little speech there for Shewald, too, about when he and his sister were refugees. I can't remember what he said exactly, but he's, like, talking about them escaping, basically.
Yeah. And then, so Nina has come in the building.
Yeah, so this is when Nina, Dieter, and Reichwein all arrive at the burning building at the same time.
Oh, yeah, because Reichwein was, like, looking at the paper, and he's all like, stay here, Dieter, don't follow me. And Dieter
and what
still
does Dieter
comes.
do?
Of course. Dieter don't listen to nobody. You guys need to learn that.
I love that Dieter is just, like, the requisite cook, by the way. Every single time somebody is, like, going through something, Dieter shows up with a sandwich, and he's like, you have to eat this.
Yeah, I made this. It's pretty good.
I mixed this for you.
Yeah, so they all show up, and it's just Tenma saving so many people.
Yes, Tenma shoots down the fucking door hinges and busts out the door. Like it's such a teamwork moment. It's a very Tenma moment because he's trying to fucking help these people and save everybody, and everybody wants to follow Tenma and be a hero like Tenma. So he shoots out the door and he starts to bang up against it with his shoulder, and these two people are like, we gotta help him. And so all together they bang down the door, and all of the fire victims start flooding out. So at least we know that people are going to be safe. And then Tenma looks down at his gun. He's like, I got 2 shots left. And he runs back into the fucking burning building to look for Johann.
He knows what he needs to do.
I know. And so meanwhile, we are flashing out to a different scene. So Carl at this time is arriving back at his dad's study. So we're checking in on Carl to see what papers he was sent to go retrieve. And we get a lot of good exposition here on who his mother really was. So it talks about Margot Langer and has a photo of her. We get to flashback again with Carl and see him like in the train station when he was a youngin', and his mom was like, go on, don't worry about me, I still love your daddy. And then we also find out that Margot Langer had a friend that she escaped Czechoslovakia with, and her friend was recaptured. But what she knew about her friend is that she had just given birth to twins. So that's a big plot point right there.
Yeah.
And we find out that Margot's friend had written her a letter, and that was also in this like bundle of papers too. And the letter was basically her describing like, oh, I met this like sweet young boy who's about the age that my friend's twins would be right now. And wow, he's just a good guy. I hope he doesn't kill me. So guess what happens? We're pretty heavily implied that Johann kills Margot Langer.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of sad and sweet, like her story. Like she truly was like an escort. She was kind of a high class escort, and Shuvald had frequented her. And the fact that he got her pregnant, but she never held ill will against him. I think that he took care of her. Like he sent money and stuff. He was not just like, oh, get her pregnant and walk away. He actually like felt for his kid and was helping her raise him in the way that he could, being a high politician that couldn't actually come out and say, I have a kid with a fucking prostitute. So I thought that was a nice little piece of exposition there.
Yeah. And
but anyway,
then,
back in the library.
Yeah. Like all the stuff on the stage like collapses. And so you think like everyone's going to fucking die.
Nina at this point too has dropped into the library from a window with her little pea shooter and is running around looking for Johann. And he's of course standing next to Shuvald creepily on the stage, just like hanging out, waiting for everybody to die. And yeah, Nina's just like, Tenma, don't shoot Johann, and then is trying to shoot him herself. And then Nina does take a shot. We don't know if it hits anybody. The tent comes crashing down.
Yeah.
It's all very scary. Can you imagine being trapped under just like a big, heavy industrial tent in a burning building?
No. Because like I said, I've never been in a fire, and I've heard, because like I've seen where like cops run in. I've seen like body cams or something where like they run into a building and like save people.
Yeah.
And they say like what you see on a video and what's real are so different. The camera, you can see through the smoke. You can like kind of tell things when it's really you. You literally can't see shit.
I mean, even just like being around a campfire, if the wind blows wrong and the smoke goes into your eyes, that feeling,
so bad.
It burns so bad, and you can't escape that when you're inside of a fire.
Here you go.
Not to mention like the inability to breathe.
Do you remember Left 4 Dead 2?
Yes.
Hospital level, the first one. You're in the elevator, and when you're going down, it starts to fill up with smoke because it's like burning or whatever. Mm-hmm. Viscerally, I don't know why. Every time I'd play that one, the way it looks, I would not be able to breathe.
Yeah, dude, they did a really good job.
I would feel myself lock up, and be like, ugh. Like I would feel like I was in there. Yeah, like so that one, somehow that really portrays it, and like it would make me unable to breathe.
Yeah.
So then thinking about being trapped under, because I mean, it was like fabric covering an entire stage. That is heavy. That's probably like curtains.
Yeah, thick fabric.
Heavy. Like then that, trying to maneuver that and get out, you can't breathe, you can't see. That would be the most terrifying shit.
Yeah, it's like drowning, but also being on fire.
Yeah, and you're an old man in a wheelchair who's blind.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, how do you get out? So, next episode, 39, The Hell in His Eyes. Now we just go straight to the hospital. So Nina and Shuvald, we see, are in the hospital recovering. So they did make it out somehow.
Yes. And I love how most of the people that got saved, or the eyewitnesses, like everybody, because you just keep hearing this the whole time, but like we've never seen Tenma again. Mm-hmm. We just see Nina. We see Shuvald. We see a whole bunch of other people. And they always go, oh, some Japanese man saved me. Some Japanese man pulled you out of the fire. Oh, this poor Japanese man, I wish I could say thank you to him. Like, everyone keeps talking about this Japanese man, and you're like, well, that's gotta be Tenma.
Gotta be.
But where is he then? Yeah. Where the hell is he? And
the man's gone.
Doesn't show up. He doesn't show back up, which is terrifying. But then, I think, yeah, this one opened with something fucking... I think it opens with this? Yes, it does. It was so fucking weird. Lunge goes to Johan's, like, apartment.
Yeah,
I've never seen a room so devoid of human interaction.
That's because it belongs to Johan.
I am Johan. And then he
I am
laughs
not
all creepy.
real. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Which, so in this thing right here, this Wikipedia, because that's not how I took it, but in this thing on Wikipedia, it says, Lunge, he begins to believe that Johan is real.
Okay.
Does he, though?
Well, so he kind of does, because, so Carl, Lunge's walking the wreckage of the library and, like, finds some shit and is, like, throwing it to his partner.
The photo, yeah.
Yeah, and so then he runs into... He's like, I'm going to go talk to Shuval because I need to learn more about this fire. And he goes to the hospital to talk to him. And then he instead meets Carl outside of Shuval's room. Yeah. And Carl tells Lunge, hey, Johan is missing. Have you seen this guy? And hands him a picture. And then Lunge finally gets on actual Johan's trail. But like you said, like he's visiting the apartment where Johan stayed. And he's like, this must be Tenma's apartment, pretending to be Johan because Johan doesn't exist, and that's why nobody existed in this room.
Then he's looking at the photo.
Yeah.
And I really thought he was laughing because he's just like, because he was pulling the whole like, I am Johan, like all that shit. I took it like his mind was breaking the way he thinks Tenma's mind is broken. Kind of like he's crazy now, you know?
Yeah, I could see that happening too.
But then this said he begins to believe that Johan is real, and I'm like, was the laugh him being like, I was wrong? Because bullshit, the guy would never think that.
Yeah, I mean, Lunge strikes me as the kind of guy that, like, when he is proven to be wrong, he doubles down and comes up with a grander conspiracy theory to make himself even more right.
That's got to be what the laugh is then, to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But then, like, I read that when I was, like, getting ready for stuff again, and I was like, what? I was like, maybe that's a spoiler, because, like, people have, like, pieced that together over time, like, with later shows. So, like, they're like, oh, well, that's the moment where it happens. So maybe someone put that in the synopsis. Maybe that's real, but that is not how I take that at all. Zero fucking percent.
Bit of editorializing right there.
I think he's looking at that photo and being like, Tenma literally has these people even believing it. Like, that's what I think. He's like, hey, they're even full. They're going to hand me this photo and think it's Johan. Like, I think he literally believes everyone is just that stupid. So he's laughing about it. The, like, audacity, the ludicrousness of all this. Everyone can be on board with that they're different. That's how I take it. Yeah.
Okay.
So then... Oh, man, I love that scene. So, Shuval is, like, recouping in his bed, and Carl's in there talking to him, like, you need me to do anything? You need me to do this? And he's like, actually, yeah, I need you to go deliver a message in Dresden to a person that I know there. And, like, they kind of actually bond for a minute there.
They do.
He was like, I know your mom hated me, but, like, I hope you know I never stopped thinking about her and you and all that stuff. And he's like, you're wrong. She loved you till the end and all that stuff. And, like, they both kind of cry. And I was like, this is really sweet. Like, very nice. Yeah. And it felt like, I think Carl, because remember we were saying, like, he just felt like henchman guy. Like, he's just doing stuff for his dad.
Yeah.
But now, like, dad's giving him assignments. Go get these papers. Go do this message. He's like, oh, shit, like, we're actually...
partners.
A unit now, yeah.
Yeah, we're a team.
And so I think Carl's believing, like... I feel like Carl's going to become his own person now. Because I feel like he's just been... I just want to follow around Dad and prove that I am his person. But now he's like, oh, he trusts me. I can be me as well. And I'm kind of hoping Carl becomes a thing. Like, I want Carl to, like, grow into his own a little bit. And become part of this hunt.
Yeah, because they are really building a team. Like, it's all...
Yes.
I mean, they sit around the table and they have that meal together. Who else there? We got Requiem, we got Nina, we got Dieter, of course, and then there's a couple more people there. Like, oh, Gillen, the other criminal psychologist.
Yes.
He's now like a part of the team.
Because
and I love-
everybody is somehow touched by this.
Yeah,
Everyone's
it's-
literally touched by
Like-
this guy.
Tenma's long finger is just coming out and like touching everybody's lives, you know? I mean, everybody wants to help Tenma and wants to stop Johan because, like you said, they are touched by
That's
both
what I
of
was
them.
meaning. Like, yeah, Johan is affecting all of these people on the team somehow.
Yeah. They're all hanging out around the table and we get some really good sausage eating Foley. Oh my God. The way he stabbed it with the fork and like cut into it with the
way
knife.
I was thinking about it.
It was so
But, yeah.
delicious. I
Dude, the
want
way they were
sausage so
cutting them,
bad.
I was like, I've never seen sausage tear so nice. You
I know. Such a good sausage.
Oh wait, no, okay, hang on. Yeah, so
Oh.
he did say this. Okay, so this doesn't say it, but so he says to Carl Schuvald, he was like, I looked into the eyes of the devil. Like, I
Yeah.
saw the devil
Yeah.
and 3 frogs or something.
Yes.
And I'm like, what the fuck were you talking
the
about?
3 frogs. Yeah, like this 3 frogs thing comes up and it happens a couple of times because I think Nina also says 3 frogs when she finishes reading the picture book, right?
Yeah, so they were talking about the picture book. Or they like handed it to her and they were like trying to like dig into her memories because like
Right.
she doesn't know stuff. So they were like, "Hey, what do you remember? What do you feel when you see this?" And like she can't
Yeah.
remember. And she kind of freaks out a little bit, Johan style. But it's like later at night in bed, she like the 3 frogs and like
Yes.
remembers this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which oh yeah, and then like a bridge. But we don't know what that is yet.
Right.
Right? Okay, good. I was like, did I miss it? Because 2 people have brought this up. Like, it's about to come into play.
Yeah, we're gonna see
Okay.
some frogs.
So then she leaves to go find
Yeah.
Tenma. Oh,
Next
yeah, 'cause
morning,
she's sitting
old Nina's-
outside, and he's like, "Here's your sandwich. I love you,
Yes.
pretty
I know,
lady."
he's so cute.
And then she leaves, and she's like, "No, stay here, soccer boy." And he's like, "I go where I want." And he
I'm fucking
follows
coming
her
with you.
anyway. And I love
Yeah.
how no matter what, they just give in to him and go, "All right."
Yeah,
And-
whatever. Go ahead and follow me.
Go about their business, and there he is. But I wonder what Reichwein's gonna think when old Dieter's gone in the morning.
I know. Yeah.
You know. So, anyway, Nina leaves to go find Tenma because they were both sitting there eating, and he was like, "I just want to see Tenma again. I hope he's safe." And she goes, "I really want to see Tenma again." Like everyone just wants him to be good,
Yeah.
but we don't know where he is. Did he burn up in the fire? He
Who
apparently
knows?
saved every single person alive in the
Yeah.
building. And then we cut to Carl in Dresden, and he's been standing out in the square for 3 days. Not like straight, but like every
Yeah.
day he comes to the square because he was told, "Go here and find this man. He will
Yep.
find you there." And he's been there for 3 days, and he finally goes, I'm wondering if Dad was wrong. Like,
Yeah.
clearly no one's here, so I'm just going to go home. And then fucking Tenma walks
Out of
by.
the shadows.
You're Carl, right? Huh? All anime style. And then he's all like, "Yeah, I've been watching you for 3 days. Clearly you weren't followed. So what's the message?"
Yeah.
Bum, bum. No, wait, because then he does tell him,
He does.
well, there's some information about this mom with some twins from Prague or
Yeah.
something. And Tenma's just like, "I'll lead on the case." And he gets all excited.
So the mother of the twins is alive in
Oh,
Prague.
yeah. Yep.
And that is where we end the arc. Like that's
the Munich
it.
arc.
That's a wrap on the Munich arc.
So what's the next arc?
So the next arc is, let me grab my notes. So the next arc is in Prague, naturally.
Prague.
We're going to go to Prague for a good 11 episodes. And I think we have been booking it at a fucking clip through the Munich
Okay.
arc. So I want to kind of slow down in Prague. Let's do 3 episodes for the next one. So let's watch 40,
Okay.
41, and 42.
Got it. Okay.
You're going to meet a character next episode that I think you're going to fall in love with. So I'm excited to see.
Okay. Is it going to be my favorite character?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because my favorite character is old Ratface.
Rita!
No. It's definitely not Ratface guy, but I do like that guy. He's just amusing. I like him. Okay, fine. So, because I said, who, as of 39, who is your favorite character?
I mean, aside from Tenma, right? I don't know. I mean...
No, my favorite character is Reichwein. I think he is so interesting.
I do love
so
Reichwein.
Smart. He's just this badass old man that you don't expect to be what he is. And he's like one of the few just like true believers in Tenma, and I appreciate him for that a lot.
Yeah, and he's also willing to like do journalistic research on shit and confront people and be like, who are you and what do you have to do with this case? Like, why are you back in Johan?
That's part of why, too. So in one of these shows, when he goes to see Shuval, it opens with him outside the gate to his house, just standing there. And the driver's like, yeah, there's someone in front of the gate. We can't drive in. And Shuval's like, oh, Carl, just describe this man to me. Well, he looks old. No, his character. He's like, well, he looks like a good man from what I can see. And he's looking at them so ungood manly. Just, he's all intense. Like, he's definitely my favorite character.
Yeah. I might
like,
have to
Tenma's
agree.
too easy because Tenma, I mean, of course,
he's the main.
like we love him, you know.
And I love Nina, but she is just like one-minded, you know. She has a task and she will be doing it. And I
she's my favorite
that
narrator
for her. Yes.
Chomp chomp, gobble gobble. Oh man, so good. I'm actually gonna go watch that again right now.
Put it on for your bedtime story.
But yeah, I'm. Especially with this, I mean, this show, I see why people love it. Like, I see why.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still very intriguing. And then to think we're only just past halfway.
Yeah.
I'm like, what else can you do? Like, I'm not like halfway. I'm like, I'm excited to see what could be next. Because I think each arc ends with a good nugget.
Yes.
The idea that we've thought that, you know, Johan and Nina have been just complete orphans half the show, and to find out their actual mom is out there, what the fuck can we learn?
Right,
you know? I'm very interested to learn.
I would love to find her.
So you've seen stuff. So when you got here the first time, and you were riveted here, were you then immediately bored again? Like, well, we got high and now I'm done again.
There's still like pieces of it that I remember, but as far as the general story from here on out, it's going to be a surprise to me too.
Okay. I'm ready to know more. And so we are over halfway officially. So
yes,
we are on the downward slope.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, what, Munich is probably like Act 3, I guess. I mean, it's Arc 3, so yeah, Act 3.
I mean, we got 9 weeks of this left.
Pretty much.
That's about it.
If we do it right.
So, I hope you guys are watching. I know some of you are.
Yes.
I cannot wait to discuss this part going forward. I definitely need to know if you think Lunge truly is starting to believe Johan's a real thing.
Yeah, I'm curious for the public's opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm reading that right here, and I disagree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they wouldn't have written it here if they didn't know the full story and were writing what's happening. That's the point of the synopsis. So that has to be real, but I am not buying it yet. I might later, but we'll see.
It just didn't read that way in the moment.
Not at all. Lunge's character does not feel that way.
No.
So with that, want to put this Monster Monday to bed?
Yeah, give me a bedtime story.
Do some chomp chomps, some gobble gobbles.
If you loved this episode and this monstrous Monday, please tell a friend about us, especially if they're a fan of Monster or other animes. You know, we're coming to... I don't want to say we're coming to an end on the Monster anime because, like we just said, we are halfway through. But if you like this format and if you want to see more of this format, let us know what you want to see next.
Yeah.
We're open to suggestions.
But not One Piece, because it will never
Not
end.
One Piece. We're not doing that.
No. This is 74 episodes, and it's going to have been like over half the year.
Yeah,
So,
it's several months of
no.
YMBToAP.
No One Piece. We're not doing, I don't know any alliterations for One Piece to go with Monday,
Nope.
but we're just not doing it.
Yeah, no, it's not happening. But don't forget, word of mouth is the best way we get the good YMBToAP into brand new ears. So let everyone else know, and let them know that we release weekly, every single Monday. We haven't missed one, you guys. We haven't missed one. Think about it. If you want to talk to us, you can catch us on Discord. Don't forget the link to the Discord lives in the show notes. I want you to click on it. I want you to get Discord. I want you to make a little profile. I want you to come in into our server and talk to us about it. Tell us what you think. Tell us about. Wait, what's your opinion on Pauline? Do you love feet? Did you try to get into the Gears of War beta? Because I want to know if you had a better experience than Robert and Ferdinand did. That sounds like a nightmare. What's your favorite Pokemon plushie in the Pokemon store that you can use a VPN to get through to purchase? Do you want a little ring of keys? I bet you do. You sick freak. Thank you so much to our listeners for supporting us. We love you very much.
Our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Faraj. Please check him out on YouTube. And as always, thanks for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. When's the last time you got fingerprinted?
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
It, like all day today for no reason.
I showed it to you one time, too. Like, I can't
know.
believe that it got in you like that.
It wormed in. It won't leave.
Make sure you keep my screen up for later, because I have to show you something.
Okay. Wait,
For
go back to
Pauline
the
stuff.
Labubus for a second. I know that we were finished with them. Okay, so
What you need?
the green one. Show me the big into energy that you want again.
Oh. Energy. Whoa, dude.
Angerky.
Id.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah.
He's
I like him.
gay.
So gay.
Like, he's so gay. Look
I
at
wish
him.
his toenails were gay.
I know. They're just plain black toe. Because, like, the green one has green toenails. The red one has,
Yeah.
like, they all match. But I
But
guess, it
he has a
matches the
black
fur.
nose. Yeah.
So it's whatever. And I didn't even know that he was the secret when I saw him first. Like, he was just one of the first ones I ever saw, and was all like, "Oh shit, they do cool stuff. I want that guy." And then I found out he was secret, so I was like, "Now I really want that guy."
Yeah.
Like I might not have the affinity I have for him, had I not seen it first, thinking that it was accessible.
Right.
If I'd always known that it'd be hard to get, I'd probably been like, "Oh, I don't need that," but like,
Yeah.
I need that.
Now we need him.
He would be my crowning achievement, man. I would give away my other two for this one guy.
It's serious.
But here's the thing. You ready?
Yeah.
The place where Raina got hers, the sneaker
Mhm.
store, they tell everybody, when you open it, take a picture and tag us so they know, hey, come to our store and get them, right? They've pulled 3 ids from that store alone.
Oh my god. You gotta go.
And then one person came back and resold it to them that they bought for $400 off that person.
What?
And then they sold it for $600, and it's
What is
gone out the
happening?
door already.
What is happening in this world of Labubus? every single thing I learn about it, I'm more pulled in.
No, I think because Raina's the sole person that teaches me everything I know about this, so I get TikToks from her nonstop. But it was like Labubus are a recession indicator, because when you can't afford nice things, you afford small cute things.
Yeah.
Or cheap cute things. But these aren't even that fucking cheap
They're
though.
not cheap.
They were. $20 is not cheap. Funko Pops, I don't even consider cheap, and they're like 11.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's more expensive than it should be, because like my little Wicket guy that
yeah.
I got from Star Wars Celebration is the exact same size and shape as these things. He has the same like keychain style thing on it, and I think he was $25, and you get to see what he is before you buy him.
I mean, that's those Spider-Man blind boxes that I got. The little thing that I got the Gwen Stacy from.
Yeah.
That was $17.
Fuck.
And it was like this big.
It's a teeny.
You know? It's fucking rad. And they don't even
Cool
have them
as
in the
shit.
store anymore, so I'll never fucking find that Spider-Man 2099 that I want, but
See, that's the
You know.
thing is they get you with the FOMO.
happens. It's not even really the FOMO. I just want the one I want. And since I
Yeah.
can't just buy the one I want, it puts me off. And I
Mhm.
think that's why everyone's like, you're a little too open to this. I'm like, I've played Overwatch though. Like, I'm used to loot boxes. That worked against society.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're cool with a loot box. You know, Labubu's is such. We should just do a whole show about it one day and just discuss ad nauseum how this fucking thing works.
I would love
That's
to
a lot.
deep dive on a Labubu while we hunt for Labubus.
I will have to try to get some data so we actually have some talking points as well.
Okay. Yes.
And we will make that a show. Because I've been asked why we haven't done this yet.
Who? Like from somebody from work?
Yeah. They're like, why are you not discussing Labubus? And I'm like, I mean, I've brought them up. They're like, no, you should, like, talk about them. And I'm like, I guess.
We should bring Raina on as a guest. Tell us about Labubus, Raina.
Bruh. No. I got to get her husband because he's the one that knows everything about them. He's the one fighting managers in this. He's the one. Okay, so I got those boxes, right?
Uh-huh.
Then Raina's like, well, I mean, you know about the card trick, right? And I'm like, no, of course I don't. What do you mean? She's
What
like,
the fuck?
you gotta get a flashlight. You gotta get a flashlight, and you put it up
What?
against the box because the secret ones have bigger cards inside. Because every time you get one, when you get one, you get a little card that is like the picture of him as well.
Okay.
For all of them. So, like, the green one has a little green card one, and then there's a red, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you get, like, almost a mini trading card of the dude as well.
That's so wild.
And so apparently the cards for the secret ones are bigger, so if you put a flashlight on there and you start, like, looking around, you can, like, try to figure out if you got the secret one.
I would be exhausted to be an employee in a store where they sell Labubus.
Now, I will say, back in the day, there were blind boxes for My Little Pony figures.
Oh my god.
And I knew the trick for the serial numbers on those, so I knew
Yeah.
which bag was what, and I got all the
Mhm.
ones I wanted. So
That's how they had like little tiny Overwatch guys that had that too. And that's how I got a tracer.
see,
You gotta game the system.
see,
If
that's
there is
why
a
I like
system, it can be gamed.
that's why I like Funko Pops, because that's what it is right there. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't even started the show. We're 8
No, we
minutes
have
in.
not. This is an 8-minute. Just drop this at the end of the show. There's your end.
I'm thinking so, and just there it is.